Hi guys, welcome or welcome back. Have you ever wondered what it would be like to read about an empty grave, a growing body count, and a kick-ass smoking spot? So I'm going to tell you today about The Graveyard Shift by Emma Rio. This is her second book, I believe. And this is super fun, a short story, about 100 pages or so. Now, this is the story of a group of 5 friends, who find an empty grave in their regular smoking spot. And it's a Scooby-Doo type mystery to find out what happened, who done what exactly, because it's not like digging a grave is a crime, especially in a graveyard for that matter. So the graveyard in question is not just any graveyard, it's actually 100 or more years old graveyard that's been abandoned, and it's the only spot on campus grounds that allows for smoking, and that's where Hannah, Tamar, Tuck, Edie, and Theo! Oh my gosh, Theo. So before I get into the spoilers, I'm just going to say this is a super fun book because A, it's fairly short. The language is well it's good unlike my word vomit that you're experiencing right now. The language in this book is pretty good. It's fairly simple. There were 2 or 3 times where there were repetitions that I thought were a bit awkward, but nothing that ruined the reading experience for me. The mystery itself was surprisingly imaginative for the 100 or so pages that you get, and I really enjoyed reading it. What is super fun, though, that you don't see a lot, actually I haven't seen at all, is at the end of the book, kablam, there's a playlist, which is also available on Spotify and probably on Deezer and wherever, and probably YouTube, of songs that just hit the vibe, of the book, and it's just really cool. I love this playlist. It kind of brought me back to high school, I'm not gonna lie, to when my friends and I would just get together and get the strongest beer we could find and sit at the very back of the park and hang out. And a cocktail menu, there are 2 cocktails here. There's the Corp Reviver #1 and Honey Do or Die. And so the Corpse Reviver is actually mentioned in the book. One of Theo is a bartender, and at one point he serves Corpse Reviver to another guy. I'm not saying who because we're not in the spoiler section yet. And so it's cited by name. The Honey Do or Die isn't, but the title of the cocktail is a reference to something in the book. I thought the characters were fun because they all had a different personality and skill set. Typically, I think when you have a group of friends, a lot of time they're very similar. In this case, they had stuff in common, but they were all different enough to where it was enjoyable. The book itself is actually it's plot driven, not so character driven. There's no character development per se, but there is a lot of finding out the characters' backstories, which do play in the actual mystery. There's a paragraph in here that is fun. So much fun. And yeah, it just felt like having a little slice of Halloween in July. If you're a little creepy little crawler, then you will love this book. Now, there's a mystery, and it was quite creative, different than what I was expecting from this kind of synopsis, different from what you'd expect to read, because a lot of people, myself included, would describe this as an adult Scooby-Doo mystery type thing, maybe young adult. I think that's it for the spoiler-free section, y'all. So to get into the spoilers, all right, you have left. Listen, I liked this book, and I can say everything I liked about it in the spoiler-free section, but now let's get into what I didn't like about it specifically. I thought the ending was a little bit weird. I think it should have ended differently. Now, maybe they wanted, ML Rio and probably maybe her audience were the type for a happy ending, but at the end when when Hannah is at Tamar's place and she just goes to look herself in the mirror and just stares deep into her soul and she's like, finally I can sleep. I was like, no! I thought what was going to happen leading up to the last sentence of the last paragraph was that she was going to fall victim to the science experiment like all the others and kind of go crazy and kill herself. And I thought she was going to go to the bathroom, stare at herself in the mirror and just bam, just whack her face in the mirror and just cut her forehead and cut her brain and just fall dead in the bathroom. I think that would have been a fine ending, personally. But I don't know, maybe they wanted I guess it's a cozy mystery, okay? So maybe you needed a happy ending. So I'm happy for Hannah. She's a fun character. And yes, I was talking about the Hannah torture chapter when I said there's a fun chapter earlier. What else? Oh, the other thing that I thought, it's not necessarily that I didn't like it, it's just something I didn't understand. When Edie talks about her lump, and the two things, the lump and the hole, if you notice in the beginning of the book, they're capitalized, so I assume that they would be treated as full-on characters. And the hole, I think maybe they gave too much importance to it, or maybe I read too much into it. Maybe that's completely possible. But then it went nowhere, like after chapter 2 or 3 when they moved on with the mystery, and rightfully so. I mean, they shouldn't have lingered about the hole specifically. I just think maybe they shouldn't have capitalized it, or the author shouldn't have capitalized it in the beginning. And same with Edie's lump, because the lump is capitalized, and to me when you capitalize an object, it's personifying it, so it's giving it significant importance. And so the lump just kind of went away. She thinks about it again at the end, right? And it's kind of part of her character, but I didn't think that it's relevant, but not enough to deserve a capitalized letter. But I nitpick because I appreciate, you know how it is. So really enjoyed it. I hope you liked my review of The Graveyard Shift. I'm actually kind of curious to read ML Rio's other book. What's it called? Bloody blee, The Graveyard Shift. Oh, If We Were Villains. Her best-selling first novel, If We Were Villains, has been published in 20 countries and 18 languages. Graveyard Shift is her first novella. Okay, got it. Thank you for sticking around. I will see you soon. Bye!